Blaring Out Show.
You've had some fantastic success in the entertainment business. You know, you went from being a skate pro to being, being an actor and having these fantastic shows and working with Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about you where you were able to make that change?
Skateboarding.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I worked diligently at skating, and I was able to travel and see the world, and I think that opened me up to the world. I grew up in Orange County, and I just focused on skating all the time, and the next thing I knew, when I was 18, I was in Stockholm doing some demonstrations. Wow. And I went to Japan and Hawaii and all over Europe, and my world just opened up, and just meeting cool people through skateboarding and getting turned on to films and things like photography and acting, and just kind of it opened me up creatively. It's as much as skating is a sport, it's a very creative endeavor. And so I don't think I would have become an actor had I not been a skateboarder.
Tell me about, because Almost Famous is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Me too.
And you're amazing in that. Tell me what was one of the highlights of working on that film?
I think it was about a 6-month thing, and we rehearsed as a band for 6 weeks with all vintage gear in wardrobe. And the actresses who played the Band-Aids would hang out, and it felt like we were in a real band. And because Cameron lived it, it was so true to life. And the camaraderie. It was one of those films where it's like, it's tattooed in my mind, in my heart forever. I mean, I'm lucky to have been the lead singer of that band in that movie because it was so damn real. It was awesome.
Now, Cameron Crowe is known for he did some very historic interviews with David Bowie.
Yeah.
And the 1976 interview, for instance, on the Station to Station tour. Mm-hmm. Did he share any stories with you about any of the rock and roll stuff?
Well, Cameron and I related a lot because I'm a huge, huge Bowie fan. And one of my skateboard graphics when I was a pro back in the day was the Aladdin Sane photo on the bottom of a board. I did that as sort of a tribute to Bowie, hoping he'd see it. Anyway, and fascinated that Cameron knew Bowie and had interviewed him, and apparently he was trying to set up an interview, maybe a few years back or something with Bowie, and Bowie was like, I don't really remember that shit.
Wow.
Apparently he had said something like, I was just a kid and just, I don't remember all that shit, and it was like nothing really came of it because it was, I guess, such a gap between that Bowie and the older man Bowie of now, that it was like he didn't relate to that Bowie back then, which I found odd because it's hard to hear that when you're admiring that Bowie.
Yeah.
And you're watching the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars film, the one, and he closes with Rock and Roll Suicide, all that stuff, and apparently he's just like, I don't know.
Well, we all were kids once.
Right.
And we change.
We do change, don't we?
Yeah.
Changes.
With that, God bless you, my friend.
Thank you, buddy. I
and have a good day.
All right, you too, man.
The Blaring Out Show.